with rest day, I don't believe that you need it. What is up, guys? Welcome back. We are gonna cover rest day today. So whether rest day is needed, how many rest days should you take, and why I don't believe in overtraining. First of all, I'm gonna cover this, why I have a bandana on and not a hat. I started noticing with my hats that I was sweating through them and it was starting to ruin them. So I needed something to at least keep the hair out of my eyes because my hair is pretty long. Even with this, you can kind of tell. But bandana seems to be the most common sense solution to that. So I'm looking like Brandbo.
You are strong. Very strong. The strongest so far.
You like what I did there, Rambo, Brandon? But all jokes aside, that's why I'm wearing the bandana. I'm not doing it to look cool. I'm not doing it to fit in, nothing like that. It doesn't even look cool. It's just something to keep the hair out of my eyes, keep the sweat out of my face. Anyway, on to rest days. I got into a conversation with my buddy on Facebook, and he was talking about rest days. Do you believe they're overrated? Do you believe you need them? How many do you need if you have a rest day? Personally, I think rest days are not exactly needed. Now let me go into detail why I think that. If you were a beginner, definitely take some rest days. Whether you're taking 2 or 3 rest days, definitely do rest. Just because you can overtrain if you're at the beginning, because you're not used to the soreness, you're not used to the exertion that your body's putting out. It's new to you. You're a beginner. That makes common sense. So take rest days. I highly recommend doing either 3 days of workouts and then 4 days off. You don't have to do it in that order. You can do it every other day if you want to, or you can do 4 days and 3 days of rest. However you wanted to sort it out. Whether you do 2 days on, 1 day off, and 2 days on, 1 day off, it doesn't matter. I just recommend taking rest, either 3 or 4 days of rest. If you're beginning, that is if you are beginning. Now me, I have been training for a really long time. I know my body, I know if I need rest. Usually I don't feel like I need it. I know if I hit legs 3 or 4 days afterwards, I'm still sore. But the thing is, I'm not training legs again for at least 4 or 5 days. So it's not like I'm training legs and then legs and then legs. I'm doing a split. What a split is, I've explained this before, is if you split your training into different muscle groups. Whether I do back and bis one day, chest and tris another day, legs and shoulders another day. That's what I'm doing right now. But if you split your workouts up, you're not working the same muscle group over and over, so you're not going to overtrain them. With overtraining, I don't believe in it, because I don't believe as just an average person, I'm not a professional athlete, as an average person, I'm not training hard enough to where I'm overtraining my body, especially because I'm doing splits. So with arms or chest, legs, abs, anything, don't train them every single day. Don't train them one day after the other. Split it up and train it every few days. However you want to do it, just don't do it back to back, because your muscles are going to use, it's going to be anywhere between 24 to 48 hours to not fully recover, but to recover enough to train them again. Whether that's your legs, abs, arms, anything really, chest, it doesn't matter. You're going to need 24 to 48 hours of rest before you train that muscle group again. But that doesn't mean that you have to rest your whole body. I see people taking 2 or 3 rest days in a row whenever they're not beginner trainers anymore. They're intermittent, or not intermittent, but intermediate trainers, or they're just regular trainers. Don't take that much time off. You don't have to. Unless you absolutely want to. You got some stuff going on. You can take some days off. No one told you to do this. Unless you're getting paid to look a certain way, who cares? But you don't have to take those rest days if you don't want to. I take probably a total of 3 rest days all month long. That I'm being completely honest with you. Whether I'm training 7 days a week or 6 days a week. At most, I take 4 days off during the month. And that's just like 1 day a week if it happens to do that, if I have to. I take it's not even a rest day, it's just I'm too busy to train day. Usually, and that's a weekend. Definitely during the week, I train. Unless for some reason I don't wake up early enough on Tuesdays because I have class Tuesday nights and I can't train after class. Also, it depends on your diet. So with recovery comes diet, and that's a common sense thing too. if you're not eating well enough, you might overtrain. Even though I don't believe that overtraining exists for an average person, I definitely believe it exists for professional athletes and people who compete, stuff like that. But someone who just regularly lifts, just an average person, I don't think you're going to overtrain. I don't think you're going to kill your body just because you're not working yourself hard enough. Let's be honest about it. I know I don't work myself hard enough to overtrain, to exactly call it overtraining. I train really hard, but I don't overtrain. Anyway, your diet goes into recovery. Make sure you're getting your proteins in, your carbs, your fats. Just feed your body back to a recovery state. So when you get done working out, go have a good meal. Don't just starve yourself and keep training, starve yourself, keep training, because then you might overtrain. Your muscles aren't going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to recover completely because you don't have the diet to do so. To recap, I don't believe in overtraining for an average person. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Some may agree with me. Some may think I'm absolutely crazy or just I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't care. I train 7 days a week the majority of the time. I know I'm not overtraining. Maybe I'm not training hard enough. Who knows? But I'm not overtraining. I can tell you that. I'm not dying. So overtraining, I think, is a myth. I completely think it is a myth, because if you have a good diet, you're not going to have to overtrain, or you're not going to be able to overtrain. Also, with beginners, take your rest days. Make sure to have at least minimum 2 days of rest day. Anywhere between 2 and 4 days of rest whenever you're a beginner. Beginner, guys, do not start doing this if you're working out 6 days a week already and you're completely fine. Don't just out of nowhere start taking 2 days off to 4 days off. I'm saying beginner workouts. You need to at least have 2 days off. Make sure to get that rest in, because you're going to have to recover, and then eventually you'll build up the endurance to actually be able to train 6-7 days a week. If you want to do that, you don't have to do that. That's just what I do. With rest day, I don't believe that you need it. I'm being completely honest. Now this is need as in a necessity. I don't think you have to take a rest day. If you feel like taking one, take one. No one's making you come to the gym. But don't take that rest day and then take 2, 3, 4 days off. If you're going to have a rest day, make sure that's it. But make it an active rest day. Don't just completely shut down your body and lay in bed all day. Make it an active rest day. I honestly hate that term, because it's not even a rest day. Again, I don't think you have to have a rest day, but an active rest day. Get up and do something. Go walking or something. Just do something. Don't just let your body sit there and then lump around and be couch potato or anything like that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for staying to the end. We're up to 35 subscribers. If you're not, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button if you liked the video. I appreciate you guys. Quick interruption. If you haven't yet, follow my Instagram page. It's BABYTICKET, Baby Ticket. If you haven't yet, like and share the channel. You can like it to Facebook, Instagram, text message. You know the drill. I don't care. Just get the word out there. Again, appreciate it. I will see you next workout.